executive members of the school council for Oakville Trafalgar High School. We are a proud school community with dedicated staff and a history of student excellence that has been overshadowed this year by unwanted and, with all due respect, unnecessary attention. Our council had the opportunity to review the agenda for this meeting and the accompanying summary of consultation findings for the professionalism policy. We delivered a communication to the board earlier this week, and I wish to share some of that publicly. First, we are disappointed to see that the report that will be shared this evening includes no raw data from the survey results received from Halton parents, staff, and school councils. The report has instead included summaries and, in at least one case, inaccurate interpretations of the comments and feedback provided to the board on this important topic. The commentary appears to have unilaterally chosen and extracted out of context by the board's researchers and the report's authors. We note that of 7 comments extracted from school council responses to the board survey, 5 are drawn out of context. From our own submissions, given the inaccurate representation of our own responses, we submit that for the Board of Trustees to complete appropriate due diligence on behalf of the community, it is not only appropriate but necessary for the Board of Trustees and student trustees to see all comments and additional submissions provided by the survey respondents in their raw and complete form. Our council has noted that we cannot respond to a survey question regarding direction on staff professionalism when none is contained in the policy. It is impossible to comment or give feedback on expectations or standards of professionalism where the expectations or standards have not been communicated or referenced. In our March 2023 submission, we made our position regarding the board's proposed policy quite clear. The draft policy does not state any standards or expectations regarding staff professionalism, dress, and/or decorum. To the extent that there are existing expectations regarding staff professionalism, including dress and decorum, the draft professionalism policy fails to state that those existing expectations are or where they can be found. As such, it is unreasonable and, in fact, impossible for parents, staff, students, and school councils to be able to assess expectations that are not only clearly described, but are not present in the draft policy. We further submit that the questionnaire survey itself has no basis in validity or reliability in terms of research methodology. In addition, the questions posed are not constructive and ignore the fact that much of the content which is to be evaluated does not in fact exist in the draft policy. The motion passed by the Board of Trustees on January 3rd had a clear directive. Unfortunately, both Director Ennis and Superintendent Taha have failed to comply with the direction given. To date, their efforts do not meet the intent or reasonable interpretation of the board's motion and direction. Professionalism policy, as drafted, does not work in concert with or promote this purpose or focus. In fact, to the extent it does anything, it does nothing more than make factual statements while offering nothing meaningful for parents and students to comment or provide feedback on. Therefore, we ask that the board advise the OTHS School Council in writing what, if any, steps will be taken to hold itself accountable, address the failings of the board and the board and Director Ennis to act on the matter of professionalism policy in a timely manner, and to apologize to the OTHS parents and students. We have on more than one occasion requested that representatives of the board meet with OTHS parents and members of our community to listen to its concerns and engage in meaningful dialogue. Sadly, our requests for any form of constructive discussion have been unilaterally and arbitrarily denied. We confirm that the OTHS School Council remains prepared to engage in meaningful dialogue.
Miller,
yes.
I'm going to ask you to keep your focus on the policy itself, not at matters that have occurred at OT, and refrain from mentioning staff names.
We confirm that OTHS remains prepared to engage in meaningful dialogue with the board and work towards repairing the significant breakdown in trust between the board and our OTHS school community, including our parents. We remain hopeful that a proper, reasonable, and appropriate professionalism policy which outlines the board's expectations and the way those expectations will be implemented and enforced will be drafted and presented for board review and consultation with HDSB stakeholders without further undue and unnecessary delay for the end of the 2022-2023 school year. And we have convened a school council subcommittee to assist in that mandate. As OTHS School Council, our purpose is to improve pupil achievement and to enhance the accountability of the education system to parents. In addition, as parents of students at Oakville-Trafalgar High School, our focus remains on supporting and enhancing the daily and ongoing experience of our children at OTHS and the Halton school system. Student achievement, safety, well-being, and promoting a positive school climate must be the primary guiding principles of our efforts. Our council awaits your timely response. Thank you.